Greg Sharpe back in our Husker Sports Network studios. We continue to listen to the 1994 Husker season this week. Nebraska with their home opener against UCLA. And as we have each and every week, a chance to talk to University of Nebraska President Ted Carter, who joins us now. And President, you had some terrific news about a week and a half ago, the Big Ten revisiting the thought of putting football back on the field, and they're going to do that in about a month. Give us your thoughts about the news.
Well, I share in the excitement with all Husker football fans, and I think all Nebraskans should take a little bit of credit for the enthusiasm, the resilience that they showed. Our administrators across the board, from Scott Frost to our athletic director Bill Moose and our chancellor Ronnie Green, all the way up to the governor, who were all aligned with this idea that we can safely play football. And I honestly believe that the conversation was revisited over the course of time, obviously with some new developments and testing that allowed this conversation and another vote to happen. So I'm just excited that we're going to have the opportunity to play football again here in the state of Nebraska.
President, since you took over in January, you've talked a lot about the University of Nebraska's commitment to the whole person on-campus collegiate experience. Can you talk more about that and the role that athletics plays in that for everyone?
Sure. Well, education today is no longer just about sitting in the classroom, having somebody present information to you. You take in that, retain that, and regurgitate it for a grade. It's really about, how we learn today, and that's about the whole person experiential. Some of that is in the classroom, some of that's in our laboratories, some of that's in the arts, and certainly that has to do with our athletics, which is part of the campus experience. Whether you are a Division I college athlete, somebody that just appreciates athletics, or whether you're an intramural athlete, it is just part of the whole college experience. And I would say that here in the great state of Nebraska, University of Nebraska, that college sports experience is as good as anywhere in the country.
Yeah, we were visiting with the University of Nebraska President Ted Carter here at halftime of our Greatest Game segment on the Husker Sports Network. COVID-19 has certainly created a very different environment for football this fall. There's, I know, a lot of safety protocols that have been put into place for this. Can you tell us more about some of the measures that you're taking to ensure the safety of the student athletes?
Well, the first thing I would say is all students, to include our faculty, will have, as we've talked about in the media, testing is available for them, as well as this increased period of testing that will happen for our athletes. Part of the Big Ten agreement to play was to go with the daily antigen testing for our athletes, as well as our coaches and staff, as well as the protocols have to meet. You have to be below certain standards for our teams to be able to compete. So all of those things and understanding is very important. If somebody does test positive, they'll have to go into a quarantine period for 21 days. If we can't meet those standards, we're going to have to take a pause for about 7 days as a team. And of course, if somebody is positive, they're going to get a cardiac test to make sure that they don't have any other complications. So we really are looking at the safety of our athletes as well as all of our students across the campus in mind here.
One of the big things about the university is its ability to help the economy of the state of Nebraska. Now with football coming back, what kind of impact do you think that will have on particularly the Lincoln economy and ultimately then the state?
I think the way I would answer that is just as we're taking a look at the schedule. When the schedule came out, a lot of people got excited about the challenge and how difficult that schedule was. I look at it as this is an opportunity. With great challenge comes opportunity. And to maybe put this into a simple phrase, all of us as fans and supporters of our football program here, we should have a mentality of expect to win. And that's my mentality. And I think that's the mentality of our coaches and our players going into this. And we should have that same kind of feeling in our economic development. This is an opportunity to expect to win. And the state of Nebraska just came out with our statistics in the labor force. We are the lowest unemployment in the state. That alone is something to celebrate. And now with football coming back, I think there'll be an opportunity for some of those businesses that are very University of Nebraska oriented in terms of game day activities. This is an opportunity to have that expect to win mentality.
You're a former student athlete. I'm sure you can understand the excitement level of the student athletes to know that they're going to get back on the competitive field. What advice would you give to those student athletes?
Well, the first thing I would tell them is you're only going to be good as your practice. So if you practice hard and you put all the work in, those results will pay out. And then there's a certain kind of a pit in your stomach that happens as you get closer and closer to game day. That there's a level of anxiousness, and you have to embrace that because that's a good feeling. And then when you get to that game day, everything becomes kind of relatively calm, and go out there and just do your job, and it'll all work out.
Wonderful. President Carter with us here at halftime. Thank you, sir. We'll talk again next week.
Thanks, Greg.
President Ted Carter with us here at halftime. We're back with more next.